So the future roadmap, one of the things that's come up, of course, is that existing BMPs are only part of the story. When we have planning objectives, getting to future BMPs and being able to evaluate the effect of those future BMPs, the benefit of them in a consistent space really helps with prioritizing projects and supporting funding requests. So building on top of what is the sort of the built and implemented BMPs, with now providing jurisdictions with a place to put future BMPs into the tool and see what they would provide, and potentially promote those then into out of their jurisdictional sandbox into more of an external project proposal, and using this to support the Stormwater Resource Plan and IRWM project slates to support funding requests. And so this is another dimension on scenarios, but its underlying questions are the same. You know, we're asking the question of what is the estimated benefit of a BMP at a given location. In each of these tiers, we're just allowing folks to categorize the projects we will be. And so we see this kind of being a high priority next step after completing the modeling module. So with this, I kind of wanted to just turn it back to Grant for some wrap up before Q&A.
Yeah, thanks very much, Aaron. We thought it'd be helpful just to offer a few reflections and lessons learned. Given that we're only a couple years into this effort, we still have a long way to go. But I think one of the things we knew going into this, but we definitely have a much better understanding of it now, is that building a good inventory of stormwater assets is not an easy thing. It takes a lot of effort. There are a lot of challenges, especially when you're attempting to do it across a region. And there is a critical need for providing flexible on-ramps. Not every city, every jurisdiction is going to be starting at the same point as we talked about earlier. So building in flexible on-ramps has been a key element to this effort so far. I think also capitalizing on where the sort of the hot topic or the high priority has been helpful for us. There's been a lot of interest in gearing up and preparing for the statewide trash provisions. I think we've attempted to capitalize on that in terms of developing the trash module within Stormwater Tools. One thing that I absolutely love about this, and I cannot speak highly enough about the job Sitka and their team have done, as well as with Geosyntec and Aaron in developing this. But it's been very easy for us to bring in help and support and resources to work on this. And what I mean by that is we wanted to really we wanted to be able to optimize and maximize, get the most out of the resources that we have. We've been able to bring in interns, and we have some extra help positions that we brought in over the course of this past summer, with I would say very minimal time spent learning how to use Stormwater Tools. They were able to jump in and really provide some great support. In fact, we still have a team. A couple folks, Margaret Grenier and Kayleen Chang, who are out in the field this morning using Stormwater Tools. They've been really helpful in assisting some of our cities in getting their data into this. I think the agile approach that Sitka and Geosyntec elected to take with this has been really helpful. With that approach, we've been able to provide feedback. The users, in terms of our jurisdictions who are using the tool, have been able to provide feedback, and at certain key points, they've asked for enhancements or different functionalities that the Sitka and Geosyntec team have been able to provide. I think that's been really helpful in terms of allowing us to stay focused on user priorities. one of the great things that we're getting out of this also is the standardization of the data that we're collecting, not just on the stormwater assets, but also we've been able to build a comprehensive countywide stormwater drainage network, so that we're not trying to piecemeal a bunch of different data sets together that don't match up. We now have the ability to standardize the way we collect data on BMPs and drainage infrastructure. And as Aaron alluded to, we have been able to use some in-house expertise provided by our OC survey group, which is part of OC Public Works. They have some very skilled GIS analysts. And we fortunately here at OC Public Works, we have access to the Esri universe of GIS software. We've been able to leverage that, and with the help of Esri, we've developed some pretty cool geoprocessing tools. So a lot of the background data that you're going to see in Stormwater tools is actually being served up through OC Public Works ArcGIS servers, and it's displaying data that's being managed directly by our OC survey team. However, we're able to bring it into this ecosystem and use it pretty effectively. I think the other great thing about building this on an open data platform, as Aaron mentioned, we're not looking to replace an asset management system that might already be in use in a particular jurisdiction. But we have the ability, through an API with the open data structure, we have the ability to federate our data sources here, and so we can augment what might already be in use rather than replace it. And I think that's really key in terms of being able to on-ramp other users. We're really hoping with this to build a community of users around this, so that we can improve the data and increase our understanding of how stormwater runoff moves throughout the network, as I said earlier, but also what impact these BMPs have on it. So those are a few reflections and lessons learned thus far. I think I'll turn it back over to Aaron for the next slide.
Thanks, Grant. Actually, this is John. I'm going to take this last slide, and then we'll move into the Q&A. I see a couple of questions have started to queue up here. So before we get into the Q&A, just wanted to talk about opportunities for others to participate in this platform. This is not a subscription service. This is not a proprietary product. This is, when we say open source technology, this is a public investments that were initially funded by the Tahoe region, the Nevada Department of Environmental Protection, and the Lahontan Regional Water Board, and the Tahoe Regional Planning Agency. And they had just kind of a philosophy that the public investments they were making in technology should be available to other agencies to use as they see fit. And that was not entirely altruistic. This is really in the idea of mutual benefit. By placing an open source license on this, any investments that are made in other regions like Orange County are available for anyone to use and enhance and explore. So some of the features we built for the treatment BMP flexible configuration that came through the Orange County's needs have now been integrated back into the Tahoe platform. So we're really looking to expand this into this community of co-benefits so that others can start to use what Tahoe and Orange County have funded, and that as others join the community, there will be opportunities for Tahoe and Orange County to look at the needs and features that other regions might build and integrate those into their own version of the tool. There's different tiers of adoption that are available. If what you see is useful to you today, you can take it and run with it. You can self-manage and host this. There's a level of technical expertise and sophistication that's required, but that is something that we encourage and hope to see. There's also opportunities to work with Sitka and Geosyntec or other vendors of your choosing to take this technology and run with it. by joining the open source platform, if you're a smaller organization or if your requirements are more flexible, you can use what you've seen today with minimal upfront cost. If you're a larger organization or your requirements are more specific, you can change and tweak and make this be what you need through your internal technical resources or through the help of outside consultants to make this what you need it to be. So we're just hoping to see this community of co-benefit begin to grow. And this isn't just an idea. This is something that we've seen happen through other open source technologies that have come out of the Tahoe Basin. Sitka has a platform called Project Firma for tracking project accomplishments that has been used now nationwide by jurisdictions, agencies as small as watershed councils and as large as federal agencies, like the Bureau of Reclamation. So we're really excited to see this model of co-benefit communities move into the stormwater space. So with that, we'll turn it over to a Q&A.